So, ladies, tell me a little bit about Cherry Lemonade.
Aisha?
Okay. uh, Cherry Lemonade is a short film that I wrote and directed. It was developed by this amazing organization called Women in Media. And it's basically about this young girl who learns how to hold her own in a world that's full of tough and sometimes violent men, even when those men present themselves as her protector.
And how are you all involved? Who's acting? Who's producing? What do you all do in the movie?
Well, Aisha was the writer and director of the film. And then there was a production team that was put together, and I was the line producer for the production team. Julia came on as our production coordinator. And then through Women in Media, we were able to pull together a crew that was 90% women, women identifying or gender non-conforming. And these were filmmakers who were very experienced to relatively new and entry level, all working together and learning from one another.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, and how did you meet Women in Media? How did you guys all get connected?
Well, for me, my friend, fellow filmmaker friend sent me an email about Women in Media looking for a project to submit to develop in LA.
And then I heard about Women in Media because they do pretty incredible production events. And these are typically both for above and below the line filmmakers, which is one of the things that's kind of unique. There's a lot of organizations that do producing focused or directing or writing focused, but the focus with Women in Media is to bring in filmmakers who may have who want to work below the line as well and haven't had those opportunities.
It's incredible. Good for you. That's great. And what would you say were some of the challenges about making the film?
Julia, do you have any insights on that?
Well, for me, like, I do believe that location, for instance, was definitely one of the challenges for the film. And honestly, everything was so fluid during the course of the pre-production and during the physical production as well, because, you know, it's a team made of women, basically, you know, many women. So, you know, sometimes, you know, it was funny, it was interesting to see, but also I do believe that everybody was so empowering each other, you know, from people that are from PAs to, you know, line producer here itself. So I don't think that, you know, there was like a huge challenge, you know. The main challenge, I do believe, it's coming across an industry that is so not diverse as it should, you know, and to be able to tell a story about, you know, a Black young girl, for instance, with 90% of the crew is women. And that's something that is really hard to see within the entertainment industry nowadays, with like more than 50% being BIPOC, you know, like Black, Indigenous, and people of color. So being able to actually show that to the world nowadays, you know, is definitely a challenge that was accomplished, you know, like it was conquered from our ends. Because even though, yes, the story is amazing and the crew is also super talented, we never know how the industry is going to see it. So seeing, for instance, it's now showcasing in Tribeca and Roxbury, you know, Pan African Film Festival.
And others.
Yes. It's definitely something it's definitely a challenge that we were able to, you know, conquer and accomplish moving forward. So, yeah.
Aisha, did you want to talk at all about the location as a challenge?
Yes.
Because the story was written based on your childhood in Dayton, and then here you were trying to shoot it in Los Angeles. So that wasn't easy.
Yeah, the biggest one was like the palm trees. I wanted no palm trees whatsoever. And it was kind of hard just trying to find a street in LA without palm trees.
Yes. Oh my
can
gosh. Yeah.
imagine.
Especially
Yeah,
because
what'd you
LA
end
has
up
70,000.
doing?
Yeah.
I accepted the palm trees.
Oh gosh, that's
You ended
crazy.
up embracing them, right, Aisha? But
Right, right.
it's pretty amazing that, palm trees aside, a lot of what you had hoped to accomplish visually, like when I think about
Mhm.
the lookbook, we really did find locations that were in the neighborhood of what you had in mind. So if I remember right, you wanted a pink house, and we found a pink house.
Yeah.
That's great. And tell me, what was going through your mind when you found out you got into Tribeca?
Like, who is calling me? You're not from Tribeca. And like, it was insane. You know, it's the first time that one of my films ever got into Tribeca, and it was an honor. And it's like I couldn't be even prouder of my cast and my crew. You guys, like, thank you.
Thank you.
Nice.
Hello.
Hi, Janelle.
Hi, Janelle.
Hi.
Oh.
How's
Sorry.
everything going? No,
It's
that's
okay.
It's going
It's okay.
like crazy. I had to go and do a blood test, and so
Oh
yeah.
no, you okay?
Oh no, yeah. It's for the COVID test. They're doing a research on the antibodies.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, so when you get when I got my first vaccination shot 2 days ago, so then you come back in a day, and you come back in 7 days, and then there's this whole like thing.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's just a research study.
Wonderful. We were just talking about what was going through everybody's minds when they found out Tribeca. You found out you got in.
I was very excited. A couple of the films that we've done, because I've worked with quite a few of the people. So we've had a bunch of our films go to Tribeca and Sundance. So for me, I'm like, yes, another one. Seriously, I was like,
I'm going to say that for me, I was super excited because it's in the top 10. And for me, in my opinion, at least, for me, this is the first time I've had a short film in the top 10. And that's a huge honor. And having lived in New York City for 5 years earlier in my career, to come back here today is really fabulous. Super, super psyched.
Well, and for me, honestly, I am originally from Brazil, so I would never guess that 5 years after I moved here, I would see, you know, our work that I volunteered with so many talented women, you know, being like showcased in Tribeca. I came here to study at UCLA, to study entertainment at UCLA. So 5 years ago, and moving forward, fast forward 5 years, you know, we're in Tribeca. So it's super exciting. And I'm super looking forward for the next months. You know, I'm here just like, okay, now that's just the beginning. What's next? You know, so I'm super excited about that too.
I'm so proud of you all, the four of you. I can't count, but the four of you, I'm very proud of you. It's absolutely incredible. And what's next?
Aisha, what's next for you?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple of shorts. My main one is titled Brownies, amazing short story by Zizi Packer, and I'm also working on my first feature draft based on my first short film written. So got a couple of projects.
Awesome.
Excellent. I am working on a number of short films. I have a feature called This Side or the Other in pre-production. And I also am writing rom-com screenplays. This is something brand new. Since the pandemic, I decided to learn something new. And hopefully one of them will make it onto Hallmark or Netflix or one of the streaming channels. We'll see.
Fingers crossed. What about Janelle and Julia? What about you two?
Well, I have been working myself on a short film as well, which is also award winner for script already. It's Bienvenidos a Los Angeles. It talks about immigration issues. And I also wrote a short script to myself, which talks about domestic abuse within the pandemic nowadays, and also related to immigrant issues. So yeah, since nowadays, the Bienvenidos a Los Angeles is currently in pre-production. We are currently working on crowdfunding And This Too Shall Pass, which is the film that I wrote, is currently being considered for some incubators as well. So just looking forward to it. How about you, Janelle?
So I actually just started another camaraderie project.
Okay.
So yeah, so we've got that happening in August. And yeah, just hanging out, waiting for productions to get back into full gear. My sister's high risk, so I wasn't worried over the past year. I just stayed home just for safe reasons. So yeah, but now it's like, ooh, projects.
Those
For
are
me-
is opening again.
Yes, Los Angeles and New York are both really open again. Yeah.
And for me, it's all art, and that's all I, like it's my favorite thing to do anyway. So I'm like, I'll just take my time and just make as much art for my projects as I can. So yeah.
Well, we are almost out of time, but I do want to ask the four of you, please describe the movie in 3 words.
Authentic, empowering, and diverse. That's what I would say.
Beautiful. Okay. Who's next?
Well, it's coming of age.
It's true.
Nice.
That's still that from you, Aisha.
I just okay. Oh, go ahead, Gina, if you're ready.
You could share the same words.
Oh, okay.
Heartwarming.
Heartwarming.
I love heartwarming. Yeah,
I like that too.
especially because it's a sibling. It talks about family as well, and just brings me back home as well.
Yes, it is. It's sort of like sibling relationships. What's the third word though? Sibling relationship complications, perhaps?
Yeah.
Complexity.
Complexities, that's a better word. Complexities.
And that's how we do.
Yeah, sibling relationship complexities.
I love it. Perfect. Thank you so much, ladies. I truly appreciate you, and I will see you next time. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Bye.
Let us know if you need
Bye.
anything else in the meantime, okay, Sammy?
I
Nice to
will.
meet you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.